What?
So today I'm going to talk about how people in Antonio's life affect him. First question is, how does Antonio's relationship with his mother affect him at school and with his friends?
Well, all the friends kind of share the same bond of religion, and his mother really influences that on him.
Can you repeat the question?
Alright, so, how does Antonio's relationship with his mother affect him at school and with his friends?
Anyone?
Well, he's more like closed off, and he's never really had friends before, you know, he's always been with his parents. So, yeah, next question.
Anyone else?
The way his mother's bringing him up, like, it's not, like, completely like his classmates. It's, like, different in a way. It's because, like, Ultima's there with them, so, like... so, like...
Keep going.
His classmates think that he's weird because they think that Ultima's a witch, and they don't, like, truly see her as a curandera, which isn't a witch. Or it is, but not like the evil one.
I think that he has a lot of confidence coming into the relationship. Like maybe not starting relationships with other people, but I think he has a lot of confidence coming into a religious school and being taught religious things because of how much the religious influence his mother has put on him. So I think he might have not feel scared to be taught religion, but more open to it and more open to learning things, just like how he contemplates all the other things that are in his life as far as religion goes.
Okay, so how does Florence influence Antonio?
Well, Florence was like a good kid. He was like innocent, you know. He was not a role model, but he was a good person. And Antonio, you know, he didn't have to see that when he died.
Yeah, his death, like, just impacts Antonio, like,
Why did he have
loss
to die?
of innocence right there.
At 7 years old.
His death really makes him like rethink his religion and like if he really believes like in God and stuff.
Provides conflict.
So, what is Ultima's effect on Antonio?
It's a huge one.
Well, she's the teacher for him.
She's his mentor. She's his best friend, pretty much.
She has multiple effects on him. I think one of the biggest ones, which was what I feel is like her point in the novel, was to just allow him to be open to multiple things and allow him to, or give him the ability to know how to make the right choices and know how to feel things in his heart and use what he feels to make decisions in his life. I think that's what she wanted Antonio to be able to do. Even though he was very young, she wanted to start him off. Maybe she knew that she wasn't going to be able to be around him for a long time, so she very strongly gave him advice and helped him to reach that point with the ability to choose things from his heart.
Okay. How does Antonio's age affect his ability to understand adult-like things?
You figure in the novel it's being told like back in time, so you know the way he's speaking and everything, that's not necessarily what he was like, you know. So his thought process was younger kids, you know. It was less mature. It was probably, you know, different. So
Yeah, he's back to, or just on the topic of being innocent and being a kid. You know, when you're a kid, you're open to things. Even something could be so wrong in front of you, but because you've never seen it before, never been in a situation where that is a right or wrong, you might not think of it as something that's bad. So he can see many things that are happening, and he might feel that they're bad, but he might not know why, because of his age and because of his lack of experience and because of the innocence that he has of being so young.
It makes him ask like a lot of questions on everything that happens around him, like with mostly like with death and stuff, but that's like where Ultima comes into play. She's like the answer to all his questions, pretty much.
Alright, and besides Ultima, who has the biggest effect on Antonio and why?
I think his mother and his father, they both play conflicting roles in what they want him to be, and he looks up to both of them equally. Yet one of the major conflicts in the novel is what he's supposed to do in life, like what road he's supposed to take. So that's why our Ultima and his parents are on like an equal level for like respect in his book.
Yeah, I agree with the parents and the mother, and I also think that his brothers, because his brothers can represent that freedom of choice that Ultima's trying to show him. If they chose not to go down his mother's or their father's way, they chose to take their own path. You know, they went to the war and they came back, and now they want to make their own decisions. They want to be free to start their own life and be independent. Where the mother's like religious community with lots of people helping people working together, and almost the same with the vaquero thing that his father wants him to do, where you work together to help yourself, but you're also on your own. So I think the older people in his family probably are the biggest influence other than Ultima as far as what choices he can make in his life.
And lastly, do you think Antonio's sisters have any major effect on him?
No, they weren't really mentioned, but in some ways they do, because it's a female around the family, and that's just a completely different view from a man.
Yeah, not even in like a negative way, just the instinct of knowing that, or how they live their life. You know, like his dad works hard and all that. He tries to work to help his family while his mom stays home and works at the house. I think that instinct just might flow over to him, knowing that he needs to protect his sisters while also protecting himself and the rest of his family.
Okay, that wraps it up.